Alright, this is the maths. And it is at this point, Yuzike, that you need to put everything down, forget about everything around you, and focus on what I'm going to show you on this board. Okay, so what I'm introducing today is called equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Now, the beginning of that word already tells you it kind of means equal. Equal. Equal means the same. So we're talking about fractions who are exactly the same. For example, if half of this one is colored, then half of this one is colored. It doesn't have to be the same side. This side could also be colored. That's the next point. So, these two fractions are equivalent. They are equal to each other. It does not mean that they need to look exactly the same. This side can look like this as well. And they are still equivalent. They are still equivalent because both of them have a half colored in. Think of it this way. If you and I eat a pizza together and you cut your pizza in half and I cut my pizza in half, is it going to make a difference if I hand it to you this way or I turned the plate and the cut is that way? Does it make a difference? No. Is one cut now bigger than the other just because I changed its direction? Absolutely not. The size is still the same. So this one, half has been colored, half has been colored. They are equivalent fractions. Right? You're with me so far? Because they are the same. Half and half. But now, what happens if this one was actually cut into 4 pieces? This one was cut into 4 pieces, not 2. So now that means 2 over 4. Now they look different. Is it still equivalent? Are they still the same size? Is there still the same fraction? Remember, part of the whole. Is there still the same part of the whole taken away or colored in? Yes. Okay. Just because this one looks this way and this one looks this way does not mean that they are now all of a sudden 2 different things. This is still half of the shape that is colored in and half of the shape. Do you see that the colored sizes, the areas that have been colored are still the same size? That is why I'm trying to get it through to the kids in class as well. When you deal with equivalent fractions, look at the picture. Forget about the numbers. They are going to give you the numbers. Don't think about the numbers. Look at the picture. Are these two the same size, the colored areas? Yes. Even though it's a bit twisted. I told the kids in class as well, squint your eyes, okay? And if you squint your eyes and you look only at the dark parts, even though this one isn't sitting here or whatever, you can still see that they are the same size even when you squint your eyes. So yes, these two are equivalent fractions. And even if we were to take away the picture, these two would still be equivalent fractions. Okay. I'm going to show you on the worksheet now further. There are 5 that I will do with you. Maybe I'll do an extra one with you because you weren't here for the lengthy introduction to this. But as I said, Yuziki, I think you'll be fine with this. So, you will need your, sorry, those are the worksheets for next week. You will need your maths packet. And now we page once, twice, 3 times later. Okay, 3 times. There we go. Until you reach this page that says equivalent fractions. At the top, even though it says score, you can write 23-9-2020. now what they are asking you is to write either equal than or not equal than. So this means same and this means not the same. And we are talking about the sizes. Just focus on the sizes of the colored parts when you look at this. Okay? Do not think about anything else. Don't think about how many it has been divided into. Don't think about what the fraction is. Only look at this as the colored parts. That's all you have to look at. Look at this colored part. Ignore the lines running through it. Look at this colored part and look at this colored part. Are they the same? If these were pizzas and you got these slices on your plate and your brother, I think you have a brother. And your brother, if you don't have a brother, I'm sorry, and your brother got these slices on a plate, would you have exactly the same? Look at the size. Don't look at how many it's cut into. Look at the size of the colored part. Would you have exactly the same size? Yes. So that's equal to half. This is a half of a circle. Look at the whole and look at the colored part. This is a half of a circle. This is a circle. This is a half of a circle. So you have two halves. So it means they are the same. This one, they are trying to trick you. Don't let them trick you. But I have to say, I feel like we can immediately see, even if we put 4 of these next to each other, so let's say colored in those two, then that would make that area. Am I right? Because let's say these two have been made white and we color these ones just so that we can get them all in the same area. Then it would have been half of this circle but only a third of this one, which means no, they are not equal. Oh, this is so difficult for me because I can't see if you understand or not. But I'm going to do a few more with you. These ones, these two. These ones that they give to you like this, they are just doing it to mess with your head, okay? To make you think, what is happening? Don't fall for it. Move all of your shaded blocks to the same area and pretend like those are open. So how many blocks have been colored here? 1, 2. Let's pretend we move them. But remember now those are open. Pretend these are white. So this is the colored part of this circle. Because it doesn't matter which slice you eat. But this is the colored part of this circle. This is the colored part of this circle. Is it the same? Yes. Half of this circle has been cut. Half of this circle has been cut. We just moved the colored ones to the area where we already had some so that we can see it as a whole, so that we can see this part all together. We don't want it to be mixed and mashed like that because otherwise we don't see it nicely. The same with this one. Let's do exactly the same. Let's move this. You can move any one to any side. But let's move this one to next to this one. And then let's pretend that this is white. Not colored in. So this is the colored part that we are working with. And this is the other colored part that we are working with. Are they the same size? Take a look at the parts that I've colored here. Are they the same size? Yes, they are. I hope you could see that. This and this is the same size. These two, a lot of kids said they are the same size, but I don't even have to draw it to show you that they are not. Look at the part that is open and look at the part that is open here. This one is much clearly bigger than this one, the white parts. So no, they are not the same. And then the other one that I did with the kids was number 9. Look at number 9. Half of this shape has been colored in. Half of this shape has been colored in. So they are the same. Ezekiel, I want you to go try and do the rest. If you don't cope, don't stress about it. And we are going to do it tomorrow again. And then, sure, then maybe we'll do it next week again if I see that the kids are still struggling. But I believe that you'll be fine. Very straightforward. just look at the part that they shaded and make sure that the other part has exactly the same size shaded part, and then you can write equal or not equal.